In this second video, we have to go through the 8th chapter, International Economic Organization. Functions of IMF. Now we have to concentrate the functions of IMF. International Monetary Fund we completed, we have seen, and its headquarters also I taught in the last class itself. So today we have to continue the functions of IMF. What are the functions of IMF? Bringing stability in exchange rate. Bringing stability in exchange rate. Correction of BOP disequilibrium. Determining par values. Balancing demand and supply of currencies. Reducing trade restrictions. Providing credit facility. These are the functions of IMF. Let us see one by one. Bringing stability in exchange rate. So the IMF is maintaining exchange rate stability and emphasizing devaluation criteria. Bringing stability in exchange rate. The IMF is maintaining exchange rate stability and emphasizing de-evaluation criteria, restricting members to go in for multiple exchange rates and also to buy or sell gold at prices other than declared par value. So the IMF maintaining exchange rate stability. The stable stability they can maintain and emphasizing, assisting, analyzing everything, analyzing criteria and restricting members to go in for multiple exchange. So they should restricting the members also in the member countries. The IMF country also have how many members? I told you how many members is there? 189 members is there. The member country should be concerned by the IMF and they restricting members to go in for multiple exchange rates and also to buy or sell gold. They can allow to sell and buy gold at prices other than declared par value. Okay, so determined par value, then the declared par value they can sell and buy gold. Correcting BOP. BOP means balance of payment. So the IMF is helping the members countries, 189 countries. They should helping, and assisting them. So member countries in eliminating or minimizing the short period disequilibrium in their balance of payment, either by selling or lending foreign currencies to the member nation. Okay, for selling and buying. During the selling and buying, they have to maintaining balance of payment, isn't it? It may be national trade and international trade. The foreign currency coming in inside of the country. So it may be eliminating or minimizing the short period disequilibrium. So if it is the disequilibrium prevailing there, it may be eliminating or minimizing by the IMF and bringing balance of payment either by selling or lending foreign currencies to the member nation. Determining par values. IMF enforces the system of determination of par values of the currencies of the member countries. Par values means they should maintain one value of the commodity or prices of the gold. So that is par value. They should not go beyond the value of the commodities or gold. So the par value of the currencies, they maintaining one static value of their currencies, each and every country, isn't it? So the member countries par value should not go beyond the limit or below the limit. This is controlled by the IMF. So the IMF enforce the system of determination of par values of the currencies of the member countries. They should keenly watching the member countries par value of the currencies. According to the articles of agreement of IMF, they have some rules and regulation laws, isn't it? They are maintaining their articles and agreements. So according to their IMF articles, every member nation should declare the par value of its currency in terms of gold or US dollar. 189 countries should maintain their currency value or declare their par value currency in terms of gold, maybe a dollar. Under this article, IMF ensures smooth working of international monetary system. Okay, so through this article and rules and laws, The IMF ensures smooth working and smooth functioning of the international monetary system in favor of some developed countries. Okay, for favor of some developed countries, they are maintaining monetary system. Balancing demand and supply of the currencies. So they should bring the balancing demand and supply of the currencies among the member countries. IMF entrusted with the important functions of maintaining balance between demand and supply of various currencies. We know that 189 countries including IMF, isn't it? So various currencies involving there. So they should maintaining their demand balance of demand and supply of various currencies, and par values also concerned by them, and according to their article they are governing the monetary system and international trade. The fund can declare a currency as scarce currency which is in great demand and can increase its supply by borrowing it from the country concerned or by purchasing the same currency in exchange of gold. Okay, if the scarce currency among the 189 country, if the scarce currency having country should be concentrated there, and which is in great demand prevailing there, isn't it? So for the scarce currency, demand will be there. So it should be concentrated there, and it can be increase the supply by borrowing from the country concerned, whatever the country scarce currency having, the country concerned, or by purchasing the same currency in exchange of gold. This is balancing demand and supply by currencies. Whatever the scarce currency having country concerned here. Then reducing trade restrictions. Reducing trade restriction. The fund also aim at reducing tariffs and other trade barriers imposed by the member countries with the purpose of removing restrictions on remittance of funds or to avoid discriminating practices. So as a IMF, they reducing the trade restrictions. Okay, the fund also aims at reducing tariffs. Okay, the aim of the IMF is reducing the tariff and other trade barriers, obstacles it imposed by the members countries with the purpose of removing restrictions or remittance of funds. Okay, the member country should be making or maintaining trade with the other countries. Though they continuing their trade with other countries, they should have the reduced tariff and other available and possibilities also they providing by the IMF, and they should not focus on the barriers. Okay, they should not get any crisis. This is concerned by IMF. So the barriers also solved by the IMF for their international trade, and the member country should be moving from one place to another place, and there is no restriction. Without restriction, they should involving in their trade as well as other functions. So there is no discrimination practices among the member countries. So reducing trade restrictions, they can moving freely. Providing credit facilities. The IMF is providing different borrowings and credit facilities to the member nation with their correct objectives, and they have helping the member countries with their rules and regulations, and they have according to their article and agreements. Understood? These credit facilities offered by its include basis credit facilities, extended fund facilities for a period of 3 years. For the period of 3 years, they can, after 3 years, they can extend their credits. So compensatory financing facility and structural adjustment facilities also providing by IMF to the member countries. So they can providing different kinds of credits and borrowings. Okay, the member countries can utilize their credits and borrowings from the IMF. The structural adjustment facilities also given by the IMF. And then after 3 years, the agreement, the credit facilities normally given to 3 years for the member countries. After 3 years, according to their performance or depends upon the country's performance, it may be extended 1 year or 2 year after the 3 years. Okay, the functions of IMF are grouped under the three heads. What are they? Financial, regulatory, consultative. Okay, what is financial? Assistant to correct a short and medium term deficit in BOP. Okay, short and medium term deficit. Deficit means scarcity, isn't it? If it is the balance of payment deficit, the IMF financially giving assistance to the country. It may be the short and medium. Okay, they should correct the short and medium term deficit in BOP. Regulatory, code of conduct. Okay, they are concerning and governing the member countries code and conduct. How do they behaving towards the IMF? Consultative, counseling and technical consultancy given by the IMF to the member countries, and if they have any sufferings or crises, they may be rescuing from the crisis. And consultative, counseling. Consultative, counseling and technical consultancy given by the IMF to the member countries. Whenever they are feel bad among the member countries, the IMF giving counseling to the country and technical empowering given by them. Understood? Today we completed the 11th chapter, and also we started the 8th chapter, International Economic Organization. Go through the two videos. And concentrate the lesson. Prepare for your test. Okay, this week you have to write revision test. So whatever portions I gave for second midterm, you concentrate the portions and you have to prepare for test. Understood?